EGM Network.
Treasure Coast Connector. Connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Treasure Coast Connector is the talk show, an online community where we put a spotlight on interesting local businesses and nonprofits and connect you, the consumers and the community, to amazing resources. Everyone has an interesting story of why they do what they do. And when we learn about what's happening in our own backyard and support these organizations, it strengthens our local economy. For details on the show, links to discounts, promos, past interviews, check out www.tcconnector.com. The Hibiscus Children's Center is a nonprofit that has been saving the lives of children since 1985, and they provide a variety of services that enable children to grow and thrive. Joining me in the studio today is Matt Markley, and he is the president and CEO. You've been on the show 4 times already, and he's got a lot of important updates to share, so welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back, Ellen.
Yeah.
It's always awesome here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you here, and I wanted to make sure that I got the intro right because I literally pulled it from your website, and we are going to ask the people that are listening and watching to go to the website for a bunch of reasons. And before we start talking about the things that are going on at Hibiscus Children's Center, can you just give a little overview of yourself and why you wanted to be a part of this organization?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've been with Hibiscus now for a little over 6 years. And it is the most awesome organization I think I have ever been with, and I am not kidding you. And it's because of the mission, and it's because of the people that we hire. It has nothing to do with me. It's because of the kids that we care for. It's because of the mission, and it's because of the staff of Hibiscus. They are awesome. And you know, I was in community mental health for many years before I came to Florida. My wife and I wanted to move south. We lived in Ohio, and we didn't like cold weather, so we decided to move south. Yep. And we were still working, and so I wanted a great place to end my career. And I had a job offer in Sarasota, but I had this job offer here in Vero at Hibiscus, and I'm so thankful I took this. Not bragging, I had 2 job offers, but I wanted to be in Florida. We wanted to be in warm weather, but I wanted to also make a difference. And I worked for community mental health centers my entire career. And this job is the best job I've ever had because I see sometimes the kids will be there for a week. Sometimes the kids are there for a year or years. I see the growth and development of them. And it wouldn't have happened had they not been in Hibiscus. Yeah.
And the last time you were here, you shared a success story of someone that came back and told you and gave you an update. So that's wonderful for people to circle back as adults and say, thank you so much. And this is what you did, right?
A guy from Chicago reached out to us. You know, he was at the shelter in Jensen 30 years ago with his siblings.
I was going to say, and he kept his
And he finally said, I wanted to reach out so often, but I was blocked by my being so upset by being abandoned by his parents. And he just couldn't do it. And finally he said, I wanted you to know the difference you made in our lives. And it was so heart-wrenching. It was just amazing.
Well, that is
that's
wonderful.
That's what keeps you going. Sometimes it's discouraging.
There's ups and downs,
but it keeps you going because you can see the difference in the kids' lives. They're safer when they come to Hibiscus than they were the day before.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So now what I'd like for you to tell everybody about is the residential programs and then the types of services that you offer.
Okay, sure. Well, we have, if a child is removed from his or her home because of abuse or neglect, and the state of Florida, DCF basically, or their representatives, can't find a family or friend to take the child in and care for the child, they call Hibiscus. They may call other agencies too, but I tend to think they call Hibiscus first because we are known as a premier agency on the Treasure Coast, and I'm not kidding about that. Again, not because of me. But once they're there, once a child is there, sometimes, and we don't know when they're coming. Sometimes they could come at 3:00 in the morning or 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But once they're there, we open arms. We are they're basically surrogate parents. We show them they're loved. They have their privacy. They go to school. Sometimes kids come to us 2 and 3 grade levels behind where they should be based on their chronological age.
Yeah.
We catch them up. We've had many kids go through our program, get their GED and get their high school diploma and go on to college, by the way. And one kid came back and told us he was applying to law school a couple years ago.
Wow.
Who had been at Hibiscus earlier.
Love that. Yes, Cindy's clapping. We need a studio audience for these things.
When I first started with Hibiscus, and our PR would say, we are saving kids' lives. And I thought, that sounds a little over the top to me, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I see it every day that we truly are saving their lives, at least while they're with Hibiscus. Now, again, they could be with Hibiscus. The average length of stay is 6 to 8 months, 6 to 9 months. But we've had kids stay 3 and 4 years and graduate from high school.
Wow.
And then once they graduate from high school or turn 18, rather, we can no longer provide them services. We have to help them. We help them find jobs. We have a career pathways program. We get them internships. We take them on college tours. We do up a half a dozen college tours every year at the village in Vero Beach. And at the shelter, we have a literacy program for younger kids. Some of those kids have never been to school at all. Some of the kids that come to the shelter at 6 and 7 and 8 have not been in school or they're behind.
Okay.
So we have a literacy program there. We have tutors. We have paid tutors and we have volunteer tutors, both at the village in Vero, which houses older kids, teenagers, and the shelter in Jensen Beach, which houses younger kids. But we provide every service that your family would provide. We take the kids to school if they need it. We take them to after-school activities. We take them to medical appointments. We have medical staff that are there if they're hurt or they're injured or whatever. So we have a service. Any service they need, they get. We find a way to get it for the child.
Yeah, and they feel like their peers that actually come from stable homes because they're being housed and clothed and fed and educated.
Yes,
but they're also getting involved in after-school activities too.
Yeah,
so that's
they're loved and cared for. We have a complete section where they can have like 20 computers. They can be on the computer if they need to do their homework or whatever. And we have a playground, a huge playground for the kids in Jensen Beach. And we have outings for them. We have camps every summer for the kids at there. We have a camp that they go to every summer. So we try to make it as normal a life as possible for the kids. And I didn't want to forget this. This is my tagline. What I think Hibiscus does best is help kids imagine what a better life can be. That's what because they never imagined what a better life can be. Yeah. But when they come to Hibiscus, their life is better than they were the day before, and it gets better. We don't save every kid, and I'm not taking credit. The kid that came back in his 30s now, he has 2 kids. He lives in Chicago. He was at our shelter in Jensen Beach when he was 7 or 8 years old. We don't take the credit for him. He deserves the credit, but he gives Hibiscus a lot of credit.
Well, absolutely, because he took advantage of everything that was offered to him while he was there.
He had a birthday party. He had never had a birthday party in his entire life when he got there. He got to eat as much food as he wanted. Food was used as a punishment or as an inducement with him. Yeah. And so we didn't do it. We didn't do it that way. And it's the first time in his life he'd ever experienced those kinds of things. And it made a huge impact on his his psyche and his life.
Well, this is a good segue, I guess, for the residential facilities because you have some needs for these facilities. So what would you like to talk about of what you need so that the listeners, can hear about this, and the viewers, whether it's individuals, or companies, okay? Because we're also going to talk about, jobs also,
Sure.
So I'm just going to let you.
Well, we always need volunteers at both facilities. So if a person is, if a person is a retired language arts teacher or retired math teacher or retired foreign language teacher, if they could give us a couple hours, a couple nights a week at the village in Vero, that would be great. We need help with taking the kids shopping sometimes, taking the kids on outings. We sometimes don't have enough staff to be able to take care of the kids while they're at the facility and also take them on outings, Anything like that the volunteer could come and do to help us out. we need front desk people sometimes. You know, we don't have enough people to cover the front desk at the facility sometimes. And so we need people to volunteer to sit at the front desk and just welcome people when they come in, you know, and be sort of a barrier too, be helpful to, you know, our facilities are locked, except the village is not necessarily locked, but locked most of the time. But the kids can come and go, you know, if they follow a behavior plan. Yeah,
you just want to keep them safe.
Absolutely, understand. That's our first obligation, to keep them safe. I also want to mention, though, Ellen, if I can, I forgot a service that we provide. We have master's level therapists on staff. Okay. I think we have like 20 of them. And so if a child needs to see a therapist at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning, they can see that therapist. Very good. And we have therapy for them a couple times a week, individual and group therapy with the kids. And so we provide every service we think the child needs. We have educational liaisons that work with the schools to make sure they have their homework. The educational liaisons actually are surrogate parents. They go to parent-teacher conferences. They work with the schools. You know, if they have I can't think of the plan. It's called, I'm forgetting now.
Oh, Head Start, Healthy Start?
Not Head Start, but a plan for kids who are special needs kids.
Okay.
They've helped follow that plan. Okay. You know, so, and we've caught up many kids that come at 2 and 3 grade levels behind. By the time they leave, we have caught them up. And that's important. Yeah. I mean, that really is saving kids in a sense.
Yeah. Most definitely. So what we're going to do, I'm looking at the time. This is a great time to take a break because we have a lot more important things I want to talk about with Matt Markley of Hibiscus Children's Center. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Bollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a huge fall sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of brand name closeout and sale items. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine. Fifth graders across Indian River County are designing unique license plates for the Kids Tag Art program, designed to raise money for art supplies in our schools. Kids Tag Art encourages student creativity and educates about Florida's worthy causes. You can support Kids Tag Art by shopping at Dillard's on November 16th. Dillard's is donating 10% of all purchases made on November 16th to Kids Tag Art. Support our aspiring artists while you shop for the holidays. Be sure to come to Dillard's and shop for the arts on November 16th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Kids Tag Art is a 501c3 program by the tax collector of Indian River County.
Ho, ho, ho! Vendors, join our Merry Market at Downtown Friday's Winter Wonderland, presented by GHO Homes and Main Street Vero Beach. Shoppers are ready to unwrap some special finds. Live music with Johnny and the Blaze, food trucks, reindeer games, and a visit from Santa. Ho, ho, ho! Vendors, heat up those sales. Book your space at Downtown Friday's Winter Wonderland. Black Friday, November 29th at 6 p.m. downtown Vero Beach. Ho, ho, ho!
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. I'm with Matt Markley, the president and CEO of Hibiscus Children's Center. And we were sharing a lot of great information before, and we were talking about the education program, and there is a name for it.
Yes, it's an IEP, individual education plan for the kids if they're special needs. So our education liaison develops that plan with the school system and then makes sure they follow it with the school system as if they were their parent.
Yeah, and names can easily slip away because it's actually a very simple name, right?
Yes, an IEP.
Yeah, yes. I love that. And now you started in 1985, so in 2025, it is your 40th year anniversary.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And we started with just a shelter in Jensen Beach for young kids. And then in 2004, something like that, they added the village for older kids.
Okay.
But since 1985, and probably hundreds of kids, I don't know how many, hundreds of kids have been through Hibiscus Children's Center.
Yeah.
And their lives are better for it. I know it.
Yeah.
Not because I work there, because I see what happens every day.
Yes, and one thing I want to make sure, because Tracy and I were talking, Tracy Savoya, we're going to get to this. She might be watching this right now,
She probably is.
They've got to
She
talk
probably
about
is,
the fact that with all of these amazing programs, you do have good career positions, some of which are currently available now. We are taping this on November 4th, 2024. So we're going to tell people about the career page, because if somebody is watching this on YouTube a year from now, there's a career page. They can go at that point and see what's available. But right now, what are the job openings you're looking for and why?
Well, right now we have house parents at the village in Vero Beach, because the village is a series of cottages or homes, basically. And so there's one house parent for each home, and they have 6 kids in each home. We've been recruiting house parents for 2 years now. We need 2 house parents. Now, the person has to live on site 5 days a week. They get a relief house parent comes in on the weekends. But we've increased the pay. I don't want to talk about the pay right now, but we've increased the salary. It's really a good job. It's a great job for somebody. But it's hard because they have to stay on facility 5 days a week, and to care for the 6 kids. So we need 2 house parents there. We also have what we call, they're child care workers, their daily interaction, they're frontline workers with the children. We call them behavioral health techs, or BHTs, okay? We are in desperate need of them, not so much the village, but we need them at the shelter in Jensen. And so if someone has had a year's experience with at least a year's experience with at-risk kids, they're 21, have a high school diploma, and they might want to work with children, they're looking for a career path, please go on our career page, our employment page, hibiscuschildrencenter.org. Click on the employment, and it's very easy to apply online. We offer a $1,500 sign-on bonus right now, and great compensation. We pay full health care benefits for a single individual. They do not pay a nickel for their premium. So it's a really pretty good deal in terms of finances, but it takes a special person to want to work with these kids, though.
Sure. So you want someone with a heart to work for children.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to those benefits, so what I want people to understand is that while the salary may be great, all the other perks are amazing too.
Right.
That if they worked somewhere else, they would actually have to pay for that in addition. So really,
out of their salary.
It's making your salary even that much larger.
Yeah, thank you.
What is your website? I used to be in staffing and recruiting, so I'm going to try to do some.
Hibiscuschildrencenter.org.
Okay, hibiscuschildrencenter.org. Yeah, I want to share all of this on my social media, like the ISO for, the different positions.
Okay.
And then when people go to your website, there is a career page.
There is.
So whether they're going now or a year from now, I encourage people to, if you do have a heart for children, to go to the website and see what is available.
Right.
And then, of course, there's volunteer positions. And then even though we are taping this on November 4th, it's going to air, I think, on the 14th and 15th in like a week and a half from now. It'll air on iHeart. It'll be available right now. It's available on the podcasts.
Okay.
So, the 16th and 17th. Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
However, on November 15th at Hutchinson Shores Resort, what's going to happen?
We have our major annual fundraiser in Martin County. We have other fundraisers in Martin County, but that's a big one. They call it
it's an evening in Paris.
An evening in Paris, yes. But it's also casino night. Oh. So we do a lot of gambling there, which is legal.
legal gambling.
It is legal, but it's a lot of fun. Tickets are on sale. Again, go on our website and you can get a ticket. We have a lot of sponsors. We've exceeded our sponsorship already. Hibiscus has about a $9 million budget. From events every year, we net about $500,000. It is important to us, and we have 5 events, 5 what I would call formal or major events every year in Martin County and in Indian River County. But this is the first one of the year. It is in Hutchinson Shores Resort, which is an awesome place.
It is
the view
stunning.
of the ocean there is there's nothing better than that view of the ocean there. But it's a great place to have fun. It's fun. It's really a fun evening. It's casino night.
Yeah.
Gambling. So it's a lot of fun.
But you're in Paris. I'm hoping there's going to be some French food and French wine.
There will be. There will be French food and wine, yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yes.
well, very good. And then, of course, we also want people to understand that in addition to these types of galas, there are plenty of people that say, that's a lot of fun, but it's not in my budget to do that.
Yeah.
But you do have a donation button on your page. So
Easy to donate.
Yeah.
And our income is down this year for a number of reasons. I won't get into those, but our income is down. So if someone could donate, we would love it if somebody would donate to Hibiscus, if people would consider donating to Hibiscus.
Yeah.
Any amount.
It doesn't
is
matter.
Helpful,
Yeah.
but we need donations. So thank you for mentioning that. And by the way, if I can go back to employment.
Please, yes.
We have part-time schedules. We have full-time schedules. We work with people. We're creative in their scheduling. So if they want to work on the weekends, if they want to work the night shift, the day shift, we make it work for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that.
So come join us.
Very good. And then, of course, we were talking about individuals, that, can donate at any level. But then you also want, corporate sponsors as well, whether they're sponsoring an event or whether they just, as a corporation, just want to make a donation on their own.
Corporations can do that. We love corporations. We have 45 grants that we apply and reapply to every year, which generates about $1 million for the organization. So, and some of those are foundations, some of those are corporate foundations. But if corporations would like to adopt Hibiscus, if a major corporation would like to adopt Hibiscus, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah. You know why? Because I'm also thinking about, like, my dad had an engine remanufacturing company, and he was a busy guy, yet he still managed to be the coach for my brother's soccer team, right? But think about all of the business owners of small, medium, large businesses that would love to do something like that, but they truly don't have the time. But you have all of these after school services that they could
volunteer.
They can either volunteer or they could just donate money to make it happen.
Right.
I'm just saying. So they could kind of coach, but provide the money for whatever coaching. I'm just saying, I like to think outside of the box.
Yeah, we have volunteer coordinators and activities coordinators, and they can call Hibiscus, go on the website. They can get the phone numbers there. I don't have them all here with me today, but people can get them. And anything people want to do to volunteer would be helpful or to donate. But we need staff. We need employees.
Yeah, we're going to...
Please consider, if you're out there thinking about a career in childcare, think about Hibiscus Children's Center.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to just even have like I always say with interviews, you're looking for a really great candidate, but that person, if you're curious, just pick up the phone, call, send in your resume and set up that meeting so you can learn all about them. Right. Cindy's only going to let us talk for a few minutes more, right? So for the next minute, you also said during the commercial break, you had another success story you wanted to share.
I just wanted to share this, and I won't use the child's name because there are confidentiality requirements, but I'll just call him James. James came to the village, came to our facility. He's 12, and he was only weighed 55 pounds when he came in.
Oh,
had never been in school, could write his name, but didn't know the other letters of the alphabet. Okay. And he was scared. He told us he was really scared because he thought the other kids were going to be mean to him. So when a child comes to us, we get the other kids ready. We make sure they know somebody is coming in, and they're told how they're expected to behave. They're expected to have open arms and treat children just like you'd like to be treated. Not just so it's not just our staff. We try to get ready for a child.
Yeah.
And he's up to 60 pounds now, and he's in school, and he's doing much better, and he's made friends at Hibiscus.
Oh. Well, very good. Yes. So
very quickly.
Yes. No, you did really well. So I just wanted to say that again, November 15th, an evening in Paris. You can go to hibiscuschildrencenter.org. You can get information about the gala. You can get information about the job openings, how to donate. Thank you so much for coming to give this update. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate it too.
Oh my goodness. And for everyone listening and watching, my name is Ellen Contreras, host of Treasure Coast Connector. Until next week, I miss you already.